Chuck Schumer, guy from senator from New York, not really someone I usually agree with, or really any conservatives usually agree with, but he said something, especially relating around the continuing resolution for funding the government going forward, that I thought was the most accurate thing that anybody in the lib side of the aisle has said in a very long time. I want to bring our panel back to discuss this, but before we get into any of it, I want to play this video from Chuck Schumer. Gavin Wax, Morgan McMichael are back with us to discuss this. I want to play this clip and get your guys' reaction. Watch this.
A shutdown would allow Doge to shift into overdrive. Let me repeat. A shutdown will allow Doge to shift into overdrive. It would give Donald Trump and Doge the keys to the city, state, and country. In a shutdown, Donald Trump and Doge will have the power to determine what is considered essential and what is not. And their views on what is not essential would be mean and vicious and would decimate vital services.
Yeah, the last part of there is, I am not a big fan of what he said there, but that is coming on the heels of Senator Schumer saying, yeah, he'll vote for a continuing resolution to avoid a shutdown, and effectively saying what I feel like I've been saying ever since I learned government shutdowns were a thing. Well, the government shut down. That means all discretionary funding will stop. All of the unnecessary government employees will be furloughed, to which I think a lot of conservatives would go, why are there unnecessary government employees? What does that even mean? Gavin, what is Schumer's aim here? Does he actually believe this? Does he think that this will benefit his party? Because he's the only one as of right now, as of the taping of this, that has said, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make sure the government doesn't shut down. Do you think his reasoning is solid, or it's some political angle that he's trying to play?
Well, with Chuck Schumer, who I know well, it's always a political angle. He's not a dumb guy. He's certainly a smart guy, even though I don't really agree with him on much of anything. And I think he looked at this and he understood he didn't have any political leverage. For the first time in a long time, Republicans have a lot of political leverage here. And he was trying to pick the worst of the two evils in his mind, whether it was a shutdown or a continuing resolution. He was damned if he did, damned if he didn't. So this is the kind of politics that I love to see. We're winning. They're on the back foot. We're pushing our agenda forward, and they're just scrambling to try to figure out how to respond. So what we're seeing from Chuck Schumer, the de facto leader of the Democrats in the Senate, and the Democrats writ large, it just shows that they are really kind of caught off guard. They don't know how to handle Trump 2.0. They don't know how to handle Doge, and they're scrambling. And it's a beautiful sight to behold after years of seeing Republicans be completely ineffectual in dealing with the left.
Yeah, I don't know if either one of you have seen the Daily Show clips of Jon Stewart saying, why is it when Democrats are trying to prove a point that we trot out Chuck Schumer of all people, making the case there that he's not exactly the best spokesman for Dem plans. Morgan, when the government shuts down, estimates say that discretionary spending that makes up about 30% of the federal government spending, give or take, is what stops first. I think my question, again, like everybody in conservative politics, has gone, well, why do we have to continue it? And I think Chuck Schumer's right in saying that Doge would have a field day. It's like, hey, the government shut down and everything seems to be okay. Let's just fire everybody that isn't coming to work. Do we think that this maybe even having a government shutdown would actually benefit us? Do you think Chuck Schumer's right? And maybe, I don't know, should a couple conservatives go that direction just so that the government does shut down to kind of elevate Doge to the platform that Chuck Schumer is afraid of?
Yeah, it's very clear that this is a political play coming from the Democrats, and they don't want a government shutdown, so Doge can't go in there and find the funding and strip it from them. And that's what Doge is all about, is creating more government efficiency, cutting out the billions of dollars that are being spent irresponsibly by United States taxpayers. That is what they're doing and going to continue to do over the next 4 years. And so, if Schumer coming up and saying, this is being mean and vicious, I think it's quite interesting. I keep seeing yard signs, funny enough, saying, we support federal workers around the DC area, which I also think is funny because people are just grabbing on to their jobs, and a lot of them are non-essential, and money is being thrown around that is our taxpayer dollars that isn't funding what is actually pushing forward a better America. So at the end of the day, I do think this is a political ploy by the Democrats, and the Doge is going to continue on regardless if there's a shutdown or not.